Government spending bill passed by the House last weekend, and one of the items in question is a plan to defund the health care law. The amendment comes from Congressman Denny Rehberg, who chairs the spending subcommittee that oversees the Department of Health and Human Services. He joins us now on the phone from Billings, Montana, where I understand the congressman is checking in with his cows as well. Thanks for joining us, sir.
You bet. Thanks, Shannon. Got a lot of calves on the ground. Kind of cute right now.
You can do it all with the help of technology. All right, I want to ask you about the measure you got funded or passed through the House to defund health care. Does it have a shot at any real serious consideration in the Senate?
Well, it really needs to. As chairman of the subcommittee, I can tell you, one, it's not going to work. Obamacare. Two, we cannot afford it. And three, frankly, the majority of Americans want us to do this. So some would call it symbolic, but I'll tell you, symbolism does not have to be meaningless. We're trying to send a message to the Barack Obama and his administration in the United States Senate that we don't want it, we can't afford it, it's probably unconstitutional, it's going to kill jobs.
And what we're talking about is short-term funding just to get us through the current fiscal year. That hasn't been addressed yet. It sounds like now there may be something shorter-term underway because it's going to expire on March 4th, so maybe a 2-week continuing resolution or CR just to get folks back to the table. I got to tell you, last night I heard from some folks who said, you know, I want to know why the Republicans are willing to do that. Ask them why they're willing to do this 1 week, 2 week, a couple months at a time, instead of standing firm. Are you worried that you'll be tagged with having caused a government shutdown, or at least that you're trying to threaten one in some way if you don't hold the line?
Well, none of us want to shut the government down. We can't afford to do that. However, it would have been nice if the Senate stayed in town and actually finished their work before they took this last week off. We had nothing to negotiate. There was nothing on the table. And I think, again, through you and other media sources, the people of America get it. They didn't come. There's nothing to negotiate. We've got to give them a little breathing room, but we're going to continue to apply the pressure by saying, okay, you're not going to get to continue to stall the game. We'll give you 2 weeks. We want to see a work product. Then let's roll up our sleeves, sit around the bargaining table, and let's come to a conclusion on spending up until the end of this fiscal year. Keep in mind, we're still trying to deal with their budget from last year that was supposed to be in place by October 1st, and they didn't get their work done.
Very quickly, I want to ask you, Congressman, if your particular measure doesn't make it through the Senate, if it doesn't make it through the consideration for the CR that's ongoing, what's your next plan of attack for defunding health care?
Well, we're going to continue trying, and we'll attempt to do it at every step of the way. Keep in mind, Bill Clinton did not want to support welfare reform when he was president and lost control back in 1994. And so applying pressure to a president oftentimes is coming up for his own reelection effort. He might see the light. We finally convinced the senators that earmarks were a bad thing. They were holding out, and they finally caved. We think they need to do that in this case. It's the right thing to do. Again, we think it's going to be found unconstitutional. Why spend the billions implementing something that's probably going to be thrown out? But two, it's unaffordable. It's $2.6 trillion out of our economy, and we can't afford that right now.
All right, Congressman Denny Rehberg, live from the ranch. Thanks for multitasking. Good to talk to you today.
Thanks, Shannon. Nice talking with you.
All right, preparation now.